Section 37 of Library of the World's Best Literature, Ancient and Modern, Volume 9. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Chad Horner from Ballyclare in County Antrim, Northern Ireland, situated in the northeast of the island of Ireland. Library of the World's Best Literature, Ancient and Modern, Volume 9, Section 37. Selected Poems by Arthur Hugh Clough. There is no God. There is no God, saith the wicked, and truly it's a blessing, for what he might have done with us, it's better only guessing. There is no God, a youngster thinks, or really if there may be, he surely didn't mean a man always to be a baby. There is no God, or if there is, the tradesman thinks 'twere funny if he should take it ill in me to make a little money. Whether there be, the rich man says, it matters very little, for I and mine, thank somebody, are not in vain of victual. Some others also to themselves, who scarce so much as doubt it, think there is none when they are well, and do not think about it. But country folks who live beneath the shadow of the steeple, the parson and the parson's wife, and mostly married people, youths green and happy in first love, so thankful for illusion, and men caught out in what the world calls guilt in first confusion, and almost every one, when age, disease, or sorrow strike him, inclines to think that there is a God or something very like him. The latest decalogue. Thou shalt have one God only, who would be at the expense of two. No graven images may be worshipped save in the currency. Swear not at all, since for thy curse thine enemy is none the worse. At church on Sunday to attend will serve to keep the world thy friend. Honour thy parents, that is all, from whom advancement may befall. Thou shalt not kill, but needest not strife officiously to keep alive. Adultery is not fit or safe for women to commit. Thou shalt not steal an empty feet, when 'tis as lucrative to cheat. Bear not false witness, let the lie have time on its own wings to fly. Thou shalt not covet, but tradition approves all forms of competition. To the unknown God, O thou whose image in the shrine of human spirits dwells divine, which from that precinct once conveyed, to be to outer day displayed, doth vanish part and leave behind mere blank and void of empty mind, which wilful fancy seeks in vain with casual shapes to fill again. O thou that in our bosom's shrine dost dwell, unknown because divine, I thought to speak, I thought to say, the light is here, behold the way. The voice was thus, and thus the word, and thus I saw, and that I heard, and from the lips that half essayed, the imperfect utterance fell unmade. O thou in that mysterious shrine, enthroned, as I must say, divine, I will not frame one thought of what thou mayest either be or not. I will not prate of thus and so, and be profane with yes and no. Enough that in our soul and heart, thou, whatsoever thou mayest be, art. Unseen, secure in that high shrine, acknowledged, present and divine. I will not ask some upper air, some future day, to place thee there, nor say, nor yet deny, such men and women say thee thus and then. Thy name was such, and there or here, to him or her thou didst appear. Do only thou in that dim shrine, unknown or known, remain divine, there, or if not, at least in eyes that scan the fact that round them lies. The hand to sway, the judgment guide, in sight and sense thyself divide. Be thou but there in soul and heart, will not ask to feel thy art. Easter Day, Naples, 1849. Through the great sinful streets of Naples as I passed, with fiercer heat than flamed above my head, my heart was hot within me, till at last my brain was lightened when my tongue had said, Christ is not risen. Christ is not risen, no, he lies and moulders low. Christ is not risen. What though the stone were rolled away, and though the grave found empty there? If not there, then elsewhere. If not where Joseph laid him first, why then where other men translated him after in some humbler clay, long ere today corruption that sad perfect work hath done, which here she scarcely lightly had begun. The foul engendered worm feeds on the flesh of the life-giving form of our most holy and anointed one. He is not risen, no, he lies and moulders low. Christ is not risen. What if the women or the dawn was grey, saw one or more great angels, as they say, angels or him himself, yet neither there, nor then, nor afterwards, nor elsewhere, nor at all, hath he appeared to Peter or the 10, nor save in thunderous terror to blind Paul, save in an after gospel and late creed. He is not risen, indeed Christ is not risen. Or what if Ian as runs a tale, the 10 saw, heard and touched, again and yet again? What if at Emmaus's inn, and by Capernaum's lake, came one, the bread that brake, came one that spake as never mortal spake, and with them ate and drank and stood and walked about? Ah, some did well to doubt. Ah, the true Christ, while these things came to pass, nor heard nor spake, nor walked nor lived, alas! He is not risen, no, he lay and mouldered, lo, Christ was not risen. As circulates in some great city crowd a murmur changeful, vague, importunate, and loud, from no determined centre, or of fact or authorship exact, which no man can deny nor verify, so spread the wondrous frame, he all the same lay senseless, mouldering low. He is not risen, no, Christ was not risen. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, as of the unjust, also of the just, yea, of that just one too. This is the one sad gospel that is true. Christ is not risen. He is not risen, and shall we not rise? Oh, we unwise! What did we dream? What wake we to discover? Ye hills fall on us, and ye mountains cover in darkness and great gloom. Come ere we thought it is our day of doom. From the cursed world, which is one tomb, Christ is not risen. Eat, drink, and play, and think that this is bliss. There is no heaven but this, there is no hell, save earth, which deserves the purpose doubly well, seeing it visits still with equalest apportionment of ill, both good and bad alike, and brings to one same dust the unjust and the just with Christ, who is not risen. Eat, drink, and die, for we are souls bereaved. Of all the creatures under heaven's wide cope, we are most hopeless, who had once most hope, and most beliefless that had most believed. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, as of the unjust, also of the just, yea, of that just one too. It is the one sad gospel that is true. Christ is not risen. Weep not beside the tomb, ye women, unto whom he was great solace while ye tended him. Ye who, with napkin over the head, and folds of linen round each wounded limb, laid out the sacred dead. And thou that bearest him in thy wandering womb, yea, daughters of Jerusalem, depart, bind up as best you may your own sad bleeding heart. Go to your homes, your living children tend, your earthly spouses love, yet your affections not on things above, which moth and rust corrupt, which quickliest come to end. Or pray, if pray ye must, and pray, if pray ye can, for death, since dead is he whom ye deemed more than man, who is not risen, no, but lies and moulders low, who is not risen. Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye looking up to heaven, where him ye ne'er may see, neither ascending hence nor returning hither again? Ye ignorant and idle fishermen, hence to your huts and boats and inland native shores, and catch not men but fish. Whate'er things ye might wish, him neither here nor there ye e'er shall meet with more. Ye poor deluded youths, go home, mend the old nets ye left to roam, tie the split oar, patch the torn sail. It was indeed an idle tale, he was not risen. And O good men of ages yet to be, who shall believe because ye did not see? O be ye warned, be wise, no more with pleading eyes and sobs strong desire, unto the empty vacant void aspire, seeking another and impossible birth, that is not of your own and only Mother Earth. But if there is no other life for you, sit down and be content, since this must even do. He is not risen. One look and then depart, ye humble and ye holy men of heart, and ye ministers and stewards of a word, which ye would preach because another heard. Ye worshippers of that ye do not know, take these things hence and go. He is not risen. Here, on our Easter day, we rise, we come, and lo, we find him not. Gardener, not other, on the sacred spot where they have laid him, there is none to say. No sound, nor in, nor out, no word of where to seek the dead or meet the living Lord. There is no glistering of an angel's wings. There is no voice of heavenly, clear behest. Let us go hence and think upon these things in silence, which is best. Is he not risen? No, but lies and moulders low. Christ is not risen. It fortifies my soul to know, it fortifies my soul to know, that though I perish, truth is so, that howsoever I stray in range, whate'er I do, thou dost not change. I steady your step when I recall that if I slip thou dost not fall. Say not the struggle not availeth. Say not the struggle not availeth. The labour and the winds are vain. The enemy faints not nor faileth, and as things have been they remain. If hopes were dupes, fears may be liars. It may be in yon smoke concealed. Your comrades chase e'en now the flyers, but for you possess the field. For while the tired waves, vainly breaking, seem here no painful inch to gain, far back, through creeks and inlets making, comes silent, flooding in the main. And not by eastern windows only, when daylight comes in the light. In front the sun climbs slow, how slowly, but westward, look, the land is bright. Come back, come back, come back, behold with straining mast and swelling sail, behold her steaming fast, with one new sun to see her voyage o'er, with morning light to touch her native shore. Come back, come back, come back, come back, while westward labouring by, with sailless yards, a bare black hulk we fly. See how the gale we fight with sweeps her back to our lost home on our forsaken track. Come back, come back, come back, come back across the flying foam. We hear faint far-off voices call us home. Come back, ye seem to say, ye seek in vain. We went, we sought, and homeward turned again. Come back, come back, come back, come back, and whither back, or why? To fan quenched hopes, forsaken schemes to try. Walk the old fields, pace the familiar street, dream with the idlers, with the bards compete. Come back, come back, come back, come back, and whither, and for what? To finger idly some old Gordian knot, unskilled to sunder and too weak to cleave, and with much toil attain to half believe. Come back, come back, come back, come back, yea, back indeed do go, sighs panting thick, and tears that want to flow. Fond fluttering hopes uprise their useless wings, and wishes idly struggle in the strings. Come back, come back, come back, come back, more eager than the breeze. The flying fancies sweep across the seas, and lighter far than ocean's flying foam. The heart's fond message hurries to its home. Come back, come back, come back, come back, back flies the foam. The hoisted flag streams back, the long smoke wavers on the homeward track. Back fly with winds things which the wind obey. The strong ship follows its appointed way. As ships becalmed. As ships becalmed at eve, that lay with canvas dripping side by side, two towers of sail at dawn of day are scarce long leagues apart descried. When fell the night, up sprang the breeze, and all the darkling hours they plied. Not dreamt but each the self same seas by each was clearing side by side. E'en so, but why the tale reveal of those whom year by year unchanged brief absence joined anew to feel astound, soul from soul estranged? At dead of night their sails were filled, and onward each rejoicing steered. Ah, neither blame, for neither willed or wist what first with dawn appeared. To veer how vain, onward strain, brave barks in light and darkness too, through winds and tides one compass guides. To that and your own selves be true. But O blithe breeze, and O great seas, though ne'er that earliest parting past, on your wide plain they join again, together lead them home at last. One port, methought, alike they sought, one purpose hold, where'er they fare. O bounding breeze, O rushing seas, at last, unite them there. The unknown course. Where lies the land to which the ship would go? Far, far ahead is all her seamen know, and where the land she travels from, away, far, far behind is all that they can say. O sunny noons upon the deck's smooth face, linked arm in arm, how pleasant here to pace, or o'er the stern reclining watch below, the foaming wake far widening as we go. On stormy nights, when wild northwesters rave, how proud a thing to fight with wind and wave! The dripping sailor on the reeling mast exults to bear and scorns to wish it past. Where lies the land to which the ship will go? Far, far ahead is all her seamen know, and where the land she travels from, away, far, far behind is all they can say. The gondola. Afloat we move, delicious. Ah, what else is like the gondola? This level flow of liquid glass begins beneath us, swift to pass. It goes as though it went alone, by some impulsion of its own. How light it moves, how softly, ah, were all things like the gondola. How light it moves, how softly, ah, could life as does our gondola. Unvexed with quarrels, aims and cares, our moral duties and affairs, unswaying, noiseless, swift and strong, for ever thus glide along. How light we move, how softly, ah, were life but as the gondola, with no more motion than should bear a freshness to the languid air, with no more effort than expressed the need and naturalness of rest, which we beneath our grateful shade should take on peaceful pillows laid. How light we move, how softly, ah, were life but as the gondola, in one unbroken passage borne, to closing night from opening morn, uplift at whiles, slow eyes to mark some palace front, some passing bark, through windows catch the varying shore, and hear the soft turns of the oar. How light we move, how softly, ah, were life but as the gondola. The poet's place in life. Come, poet, come, a thousand labourers ply their task, and what it tends to scarcely ask, and trembling thinkers on the brink shiver, and know not what to think, to tell the purport of their pain, and what our silly joys contain, in lasting lineaments portray the substance of the shadowy day. Our real and inner deeds rehearse, and make our meaning clear in verse. Come, poet, come, for but in vain we do the work or feel the pain, and gather up the evening gain, unless before the end thou come, to take ere they are lost their sum. Come, poet, come, to give an utterance to the dumb, and make vain babblers silent. Come, a thousand dupes point here and there, bewildered by the show and glare, and wise men half have learnt to doubt whether we are not best without. Come, poet, both but wait to see their error proved to them in thee. Come, poet, come, in vain I seem to call, and yet think not the living times forget. Ages of heroes fought and fell, that Homer in the end might tell. O'er grovelling generations past, up stood the Doric fane at last, and countless hearts and countless years had wasted thoughts and hopes and fears, rude laughter and unmeaning tears, ere England Shakespeare saw, or Rome the pure perfection of her dome. Others, I doubt not, if not we, the issue of our toils shall see. Young children gather as their own the harvest that the dead had sown, the dead forgotten and unknown, on keeping within one's proper sphere. From the Bothy of Tober na Vuolich. A party of Oxford men spend their long vacation in Scotland. In due course they return to their colleges. Adam, one of the party, the grave man nicknamed Adam, white-tied, clerical, silent and antique, square-cut waistcoat, receives a letter at Christmas from Philip Hewson, the chartist, the poet, the eloquent speaker. What I said at Balloch has truth in it, only distorted. Plants are some for fruit, and some for flowering only. Let there be deer in parks as well as kine in paddocks, Grecian buildings upon the earth as well as Gothic. There may be men, perhaps, whose vocation it is to be idle, sumptuous, even luxurious, if it must be. Only let each man seek to be that for which nature meant him. Independent surely of pleasure, if not regardless, independent also of station, if not regardless, irrespective also of station as of enjoyment. Do his duty in that state of life to which God, not man, shall call him. If you were meant to plough, Lord Marquis, out with you and do it. If you were meant to be idle, O beggar, behold I will feed thee. Take my purse, you have far better right to it, friend, than the Marquis. If you were born for a groom, and you seem by your dress to believe so, do it like a man, Sir George, for pay, in a livery stable. Yes, you may so release that slip of a boy at the corner, fingering books at the window, misdoubting the 8th commandment. What, a mere dean, with whose wits that debtor and creditor headpiece? Go, my detective D.D., make the place of Burns brigadier. Ah, fair Lady Maria, God meant you to live and to be lovely. Be so then, and I bless you. But ye spurious ware, who might be plain women, and can be by no possibility better, ye unhappy statuettes, ye miserable trinkets, poor alabaster chimney-piece ornaments under glass cases, come, in God's name come down. The very French clock by you puts you to shame with ticking. The fire irons deride you. Break your glasses ye can, Come down, ye are not really plaster. Come, in God's name, come down, do anything, be but something. You young girl, who have had such advantages, learnt so quickly, can you not teach? Oh yes, and she likes Sunday school extremely, only it's soon in the morning. Away, if to teach be your calling, it is no play, but a business. Off, go teach and be paid for it. Surely that fussy old dowager yonder was meant for the counter, only she is notable very, and keeps her servants in order, past admiration, indeed, and keeps to employ her talent. How many, pray? To what use? Away, the hotel's her vocation. Lady Sophie's so good to the sick, so firm and so gentle. Is there a nobler sphere than of hospital nurse and matron? Hast thou for cooking a turn, little Lady Clarissa? In with them, in with your fingers. Their beauty it spoils, but your own it enhances. For it is beautiful only to do the thing we are meant for. But they will marry, have husbands and children and guests and households. Are there so many trades for a man? For women one only? First to look out for a husband, and then to preside at his table. Have you ever, Philip, my boy, looked at it in this way? When the armies are set in array, and the battle beginning, is it well that the soldier whose post is far to the leftward say, I will go to the right, it is there I shall do best service? There is a great field marshal, my friend, who arrays our battalions. Let us to Providence trust, and abide and work in our stations. Consider it again. Old things need not be therefore true. O brother men, nor yet the new. Ah, still a while the old thought retain, and yet consider it again. The souls of now 2000 years have laid up here their toils and fears, and all the yearnings of their pain. Ah, yet consider it again. We, what do you see? Each a space of some few yards before his face. Does that the whole wide plan explain? Ah, yet consider it again. Alas, the great world goes its way, and takes its truth from each new day. They do not quit, nor yet retain, far less consider it again. End of section 37.